What up, YouTube? It's your boy Marvel Matter back with another video, and today what I'm going to talk about is there are different types of attractive guys, man. There's different types of attractive guys. A big thing I see in like the black pill and just the manosphere in general is like guys thinking there's a certain type of attractive guy. Now, some people talk about how there's different types, right, and how you can maximize those types. I haven't covered it yet, so I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I kind of touched on it when I said when I did the video on how women respond to, or what it means when a woman calls you cute, handsome, sexy, or beautiful, right? And I kind of talked about the different way that it makes them feel and the different responses they might have, and like the ones that are like a go and the ones that are like it seems good but it's not really good, right? But there's even beyond that. It's like just in general, there's just different types of guys that women find attractive, right? And so a lot of times we focus on the model type. Right, a lot of times people focus on the model type and they're looking at they're measuring like the angles of the face, and it's like you got to reach this certain you have like a small window where your bones have to be and all this, and it's like what that is, those are really like modeling standards, right? Like those are modeling standards. There are people who look really good on camera because they have a specific type of bone structure that looks good on camera, right? If the more angular, that's why they got to stay slim, right? A lot of them got to be really low body fat because your face has to look angular. So a lot of times you wouldn't even know if you have that type of bone structure unless you can get your body fat all the way down, right? And that just makes you look like a model, but that doesn't necessarily make you attractive, because you can go on modeling websites, you can look at the guys or the girls. I recommend the girls, and you can see, right, just to test it out, you can see there are girls who are on that website who you don't find attractive, right? There are girls you see that you're like, I would never talk to this girl, but she's working like crazy in the modeling industry. And you have to imagine that happens on the male side as well. There are guys who are on modeling agencies, signed with the top modeling agencies, Wilhelmina, Ford, right, Next, all these modeling agencies, but women would go on the website and be like, I don't find this guy attractive. The reason he's on the modeling website, the reason the women are on the modeling websites is because they look good on camera. Y'all have to understand that this is all smoke and mirrors, right? It's all lighting, it's all editing, it's all angles. That's what modeling is. So you guys are getting to, you're holding the modeling standard as the human attraction standard. And that's not the same thing. They're not the same thing. There are men who would not do well in the modeling industry who do well with women, who women think are attractive, but they don't have the leanness, they don't have the height, they don't have whatever it is to be good models. They don't have the size, right? The whatever. There's so much that goes into it, right? And even with the guys who do fit that, they don't really look like the final product. If you want to see what models really look like, go on the modeling websites and then look at their digitals. Their digitals are a more accurate representation of what they actually look like. And I guarantee you, now there's still qualifications. They still got to meet a certain standard. They still have to meet a certain standard, but they don't look like the final product, right? Because the final product is this person who already meets the standards. Okay, cool. They're wearing makeup. The picture's edited. The lighting is crazy on the picture to make it look a certain way. You should really see what lighting does. If you change the light on somebody's face, their face can look completely different. The lens that they're using changes the way that your face looks. You can look this up. There's different types of lenses, and depending on the lens, it will change your face and make it look more wide and square, or look more narrow and tall and like ovally, right? The lens will change your face. So it's not really even an accurate representation of what this person looks like in real life a lot of the times, right? So guys are holding these examples up as like, oh, this is what you're supposed to look like. But go on the modeling website, the model doesn't look like that. The actual person who you're talking about a lot of times doesn't look like that. That's why you'll see pictures where it's like, yo, he looks so crazy here, and then here he looks like they'll say he looks like a normie in this picture, but in this picture he looks like a PSL god, or whatever they call it, because the angles matter, the lighting matters, the lens matters, everything matters. The real judge of if a person is attractive is in person. The real judge is if a person is in person, then you can see, okay, are they attractive? Women can see, oh, is this guy attractive? Men can see, oh, is this girl attractive? We've all been fooled by girls online, girls on dating apps. They put pictures up that make them look great, and then you see them in person, it's like, You can't really judge based on pictures. Videos you can a bit more you can on videos, but even on videos, it's not going to do the same justice as it does in person. You can see people on a TV show. I work these events, so I see the celebrities in real life. You can see them on a TV show, and it's like, she look cool, but you see her in person, you like, bro, she looks crazy. Like, she looks insane. She looks so good. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between on a camera and then in real life. So that's with that modeling thing. These people are just people who look good on camera. That's what makes a model. They do test shoots. They wouldn't need to do test shoots if they could just look at your face and be like, yeah, you're handsome enough, you're attractive enough, you can be a model. No, you can be handsome, attractive, but then they see you and be like, all right, let's do a test shoot. It doesn't translate to camera. Sorry. That's a critique I get often. Where I had my agent told me, he's like, yeah, you got to figure out a way to get different types of pictures, because your pictures it doesn't transfer, right? The way you look in person doesn't transfer to the pictures. He's like, oh, the pictures don't do you justice. And this is like one of the top commercial agencies in Los Angeles, right? I won't name the agency, but this is one of the top agencies in Los Angeles. He works with a lot of people, has a lot of clients, and he's like, yeah, man, he's like, you look better in person. He's like, we got to find a way to get these pictures to look the way that you look in person. And that's just the reality, right? The lighting wasn't right. I got cheap pictures, so that's probably a part of it. This person probably wasn't an expert in lighting and an expert in, and all these things matter. So side note, if you're going to get headshots, make sure if you're going to do a photo shoot, don't go cheap, because you want this person to be able to represent you appropriately in pictures. But yeah, so all that matters. So I just to touch on that model look, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's more than just how the person looks. A lot goes into it. But then there's other types, right? You can watch these you can watch these videos on YouTube, or experience it yourself, get in shape, and you'll see women will react to a man's body. He doesn't have to have the best face. There's guys who have, decent faces. Now, you can't be ugly. I'm not saying you can be ugly and this stuff is going to work. But if you have a decent face, cool face, you can still get a crazy reaction if you have a really attractive body. That's a type. The athletic build, the muscular build type, right? That's a type that women like. They want a man that has muscle or, size on them, mass on them. Some women are just going to like that type. So even if you are, a model, but you're super skinny, and you dress in a way that's kind of feminine and, all this stuff, and, you might get a certain crowd of girls, but there's a crowd of girls that are just going to be like, that's not my type. Like, yeah, he's not ugly, but that's not my type. And the guys who praise these types, or even the guys who praise the body game types, right, or praise the more masculine looking types, they're gonna look at the other type and be like, bruh, girls don't really like that. They don't really like that, because a guy's gonna think, whatever the first guy or the first few guys that he kind of saw getting girls, right, or he associated with, oh, this is the guy that gets girls. He's gonna think, oh, that's the type of guy that girls like. And going forward, when he sees other types of guys getting girls, he's going to be confused. He's going to think, nah, they don't really like him. It must be something else. It must be this. It must be that, right? We kind of program it in our own minds, but it's like, y'all have to understand there's really a bunch of different types of guys that girls like. The same way you could see two different girls that look completely different, right? A girl that's super classy and super, whatever, and then a girl who's sporty, and then a girl who's, thotty, and then a girl who's a skater, and a girl who's this, and a girl who's, and a whole bunch of different types of girls who present themselves differently, but then their faces could be different, their races could be different. You know what I'm saying? An Asian girl's not gonna look like a German girl. They're gonna look completely different, but both of them can look good. Their bone structure can be completely different, but they both look good. African girl could look good. You know what I'm saying? Middle Eastern girl could look good. Whatever it is, they could all, their bone structure could be very different. One could have a long oval face. One could have a, shorter heart face. One could have a diamond face. One could have a whatever, different face shapes, different all that. And they can all look good. They can all be attractive. Different body types. You could see a girl that looks really slender and be like, "Hey, she look good," and then see a girl that's really thick and be like, "Hey, she look good." Right? And you get the same feel. Like they could both be an 8 to you, but they look completely different. And if this bigger girl, this thicker girl thinks, "Oh, guys only like skinny girls," or somebody thinks, "Oh, guys only like skinny girls," they're gonna tell this girl, or she might believe in herself, that she don't look that good. And that's not true. There's a bunch of guys who will be like, "Man, she look good." It could be the same guy who likes this girl who also likes that girl. Right? And it's the same thing with women. Same thing with women. So like, y'all not gonna figure out if you're handsome by looking online and seeing other guys that girls think are handsome, because you don't know if that's you. If you don't expose yourself, you're like, man, I seen a video where a dude was talking about he was gonna get a nose job because he's like, girls don't like noses like this. But it's like, you don't know if girls like your nose. You don't even know, because this dude was very young. He hadn't like gone out and really tried to talk to girls. He hadn't really done anything, but he's over here judging his looks because he's just looking at another guy and thinking, "Oh, that's the type. That's the type. This is what everybody says. Everybody in his world says is the type. So that must be the type. So because he's not that, he's got to change," before he even goes out and experiments and does anything to see if that's true or not. So we got to understand, man, there's different types. I could do a video on the different types, but I just wanted to get this out here that like, y'all can't judge yourselves based on like what other people are saying is the look. Because even me personally, I've seen guys where I'm like, bro, girls like this guy. Like, this is the guy. That's part of how I started accepting that I was handsome, because I would see other dudes and I'm like, bro, if girls think he's handsome, I'm definitely handsome. Because I was denying it for a while. Even though I would get compliments, I would have situations, I would have, my moments, my things that would validate the fact that I was handsome. I didn't see it because I had this vision of what I thought girls liked, right? So I'm like, nah, I don't fit the vision. Nah, you know what I'm saying? For a while. And then I started like experiencing real life and seeing like, oh, what do girls actually like? Not what do I think girls like? What do I see girls actually like? Oh, this girl's telling me she's like, he looks so good, she would whatever for him. I'm like, really? I'll see a girl that's bad and then you'll see her walk over to her man and be like, and be in love with him. Not like just go over to him and be like, yeah, you're here, but go over and be like all over this dude. I'm like, what? My female friends, I'm telling you, dang, he looks so good. He looks so good. I'm like, really him? What about him? Like, and then they would just name whatever they like. And it's like, I could never have guessed that. And so other guys can never guess it, but it's different. It's just different for different girls. There's no consistency in it. It's just different. It might be it's just be the most random dude. You would never look at him and then a girl would be like, he's so fine. Right? And that could be you, but you don't know that because you're not going out and experimenting, or you're denying it if it is you, because you thinking, nah, I don't look like this guy that they're saying is the guy, so it's not me. I don't know. And you just don't want to believe it. And you just hurting yourself and you hindering yourself, because there's girls who like your type, who like you, like how you look. And that's not everybody. I'm not saying that that's everybody, because that's not the truth. But you might be one of those guys. And if you are having those experiences, stop denying it. That's something that I hear a lot in the calls, right? And I have to tell these guys, I'm like, yo, everybody's not meeting up on Saturday and saying, all right, look, we got to tell John he looks handsome. All right, look, when he goes to the supermarket, you tell him he looks handsome. When he goes to the club, you come up and ask him for his number. When he goes to the gym, you walk in front of him and bend over and do all this. And then when he's leaving the gym, you say bye and smile at him and ask him what he's doing this weekend. Like, that's not a thing, right? They're not, everybody's not huddling up on Saturday like, all right, break, we're gonna tell Johnny's handsome. That's not happening. And I have to tell my callers that because they don't want to believe the experiences that they're having. But it's because they have this image of what the look is, and they think I don't look like that. I don't have the look, so girls can't think I'm handsome. I'll go even further. There's girls who have the look, right? They have that generic look that, like, we all know looks good. Even okay, I won't even say we all know looks good. Let's say like the Instagram look, that Instagram baddie look. Y'all know it's like the light skinned girl with the dark hair, like the Kardashian look. Like for a while, every girl's trying to look like a Kardashian because that was like the look, right? So it's like, you know, everybody could be like, oh, that's a good looking girl. That's a good looking girl. So then every girl who doesn't look like that started feeling bad about themselves and trying to look like that and get surgery to try to look like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they were perfectly fine the way they were. There's girls who, honestly, I'm tired of seeing that look. That look is like played out to me. I see it so much on Instagram. You can't open Instagram without seeing that look. Well, now you can because it adjusts to your algorithm. But for a while, it was like you couldn't open Instagram without seeing that look. And it's just like, it didn't do anything. It just, there's no feeling there because it's like, okay, yes, that looks good, cool, that looks good. But there's other looks that are like, ooh, nah, I like that one. Ooh, nah, I like that one. And that's something that only me as a man would be able to see. A girl is, if I ask a girl what looks good, she's gonna point to that Kardashian look and be like, well, that's the look, that's the look, right? And right now, that's the model look for guys. Right now, that's the model look for guys. Guys are like, yep, that's the look. If you look like that, that's it. But that's one type of look. And just like with the girls, there's other types of looks that you would like. You see a girl and be like, ooh, she look good. But a girl would never be able to tell. It might be the girl that you're talking about. You might be like, damn, girl, you look good. And she be like, really? Because she don't have the look in her head. So just don't fall victim to that. Understand there's variety. There is variety in attractiveness amongst men and women, but I'm talking to the fellas right now. There's variety amongst attractiveness, so girls can find different things, and girls often do find different things attractive. I think I said this story before. This is the last one I'm gonna share before I stop this video, but I was walking in the hall. This kid, I knew him. I played soccer on the soccer team with him. He was walking with these two girls. He was like a light-skinned dude with a ponytail, whatever, and he walks away from the girls. Like, I'm kind of a little further back. I'm not like talking to them or interacting. I just happen to be in the hallway at the same time. And so I hear when he walks away, one of the girls goes, damn, girl, he is fine. And the other girl goes, what? No, he's not. He's ugly. And that's it right there, bro. That's it right there. Like, you can be fine as hell to one girl and ugly to another girl. Because people have different types. It's different things that they're looking for, different things that they're attracted to. So don't let these people online with this. I know it's big right now. I know it's popular. I know, you know what I'm saying? You can't, if you're looking at this type of content, you can't go on YouTube or Instagram, whatever, without coming across it, where they're doing these face analyzing things and they're looking at these guys that all kind of look the same. They all kind of got the same features. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, this is the look. This is the look. If you don't look like this, it's not true. There's different types. It's different. When you are outside in real life and you have experiences, right, you will see that there's more to it than that. All right, fellas, so that's the video for today. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Drop some more topics in the comment section. I got my coaching calls in the description box, Instagram in the description box. And y'all know what it is. It's mind over matter, Marvel over matter. Let's get it.